Might as well.
Oh shit, you recording, Jose? This is a story time.
I don't even remember anything about it. I just remember we had to write a poem for.
No.
We're
This
talking about
is
slavery.
the poem that.
Oh, that poem. Oh no,
Yeah.
poem was it was beautiful. It was a literary masterpiece.
Okay,
Other people didn't see it that way.
I'm not good at telling stories, but here it is.
Okay,
So it's eighth grade. I remember I'm like fucking 14 years old, 13 years old, and it's probably like 3 weeks before graduation or something. And then there's this fucking teacher who everyone fucking hated. Like, fuck that bitch. Her name won't be disclosed, but it rhymes with Miss Dodgers. Yeah, let's fucking go with that. She's a fucking Jew. Anyways.
You're not wrong on that note.
Anyways, so it's fucking boring in her class. I think the day we were doing this, we were getting like colored pencils.
We were getting white colored pencils and throwing them at each other.
We got like 50 white colored pencils in one hand, and we pretend that we were jizzing at each other, just throwing them across the room. But then like I got bored, so I'm like, you know what, fuck Miss Rogers, dude, fuck her. So I wrote a poem about her, and it was a pretty long fucking poem. It was about like a page, and then there's this thing called a couplet. That's how rhymes are structured. How you have one verse rhyme with the next, and then the next verse blah blah blah. And then a few of the phrases were like, she's a fucking bitch. I hope she chokes on nigger dicks. And then and then there's another one about, I think there's something about fucking cats. There's also one about something to do with a knife. Like, I want to stab her with a knife, or with my knife. That's the phrase, my knife. And that was fucking funny. I was like passing around the phone to people, and they're like, damn dude, that's really good and shit. And you know, it all went down pretty nice. I got the laughs that I wanted and whatnot. So then we go over, so her class is done, you know, dumb bitch, close her door, hope her fucking back breaks. And then we go to what's the next class? It was a math class. Mr. Mason. So we're in our groups in math class, and then we're passing the poem around and shit. And then fucking big fucking shadow comes out of nowhere behind my back, like a fucking ninja. and then you like Mr. Mason. He's a cool guy, but he has like no vocal inflection at all. Like, he just speaks in monotone. Like, he's like, so he comes up behind me and he's just like, oh, what are you guys laughing about? Because I'm fucking passing the poem around and showing it to everyone. And I was like, nothing. And shit. And then he fucking like, he's like, okay, yeah. And then he walks away. And then right as I'm about to fucking leave class, he fucking stops me and he grabs my backpack and he searches it. And then he finds the fucking poem in there. And then I was like, oh, am I in trouble? And then he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take this up to the office. So then
he actually searched you?
Yeah, he searched my backpack.
You didn't tell me about that.
And then I went home.
You should have stuck it in your pants.
I went home. Like, no one told me anything. I went through lunch. I went through PE. Nothing fucking happened. And I get home, and then like 5 minutes after I get home, my parents get a phone call from the fucking school. And then we have to fucking go back there. I'm just like, oh shit. So then I go there, and then the fucking vice principal's waiting, and then I didn't realize how much I fucked up, because there's that one line where it said, I want to cut her with my knife. So then he has to explain everything to me, that I can't go back on the school campus anymore. I have to be placed on independent study because I at least have good grades. And then he said that the police have to have to get involved and shit too. So.
Oh my god.
So then but then apparently the police never came. But then the next day a police came over to my house. He just knocked on the door, and I see in fucking all black, fucking police uniform, and he's holding a copy of the fucking poem, and then he's like, "Do you know what kind of trouble you're in, sir?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fucking 14. This is a joke to me."
Can't take me.
and then he's like, "Well, I mean, you could be processed by or prosecuted by the district attorney for this. So just in case, we're gonna read you your rights." And then he read me my rights, and then
Oh
he
my
drove
gosh.
away. Apparently, the district attorney thought it was all retarded, so he never prosecuted me. But then I had to go to a probation officer. No, he didn't prosecute me because he just didn't care, I guess. So then I had to go.
Where the 14-year-old was gonna like stab his teacher. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Dude, the fucking poem is just dirty jokes. Like it's like something Dave Chappelle would write in high school.
You should have quoted Dave Chappelle right there.
and then I had to go talk to a probation officer, and then they had to be like what was it? Like they were reading the poem to me, like she fucks dog dicks or black dicks or something like that.
God.
And then she's like, "Do you think that's funny?" And I was like, "Well, you're taking out of context, you know." And then and then I had to go to a therapist, and I just lied to them. I just told them, "Oh, I must be angry inside," and they're like, "Yeah, okay, just come back to me if you have any problems." And that was it. And then I went to high school.
Oh my god.
I bet the teachers probably knew about that in high school.
Yeah, it's not that interesting, but when I was a kid and I had to go through that was like, holy shit.
I mean, when you get read like when
It's sadder that I was part of it.
Yeah, the probation
Oh my
office is a
gosh.
sad place.
Man, why was I the one who was picked out of everyone in our
Yeah,
class?
yeah. So what happened to Fernando was
It's a shorter story, but
because the teacher finds out, and then so the teacher, like, she gathered up all the people who read the poem.
yeah,
Because,
but
like,
out of
same
everyone in
thing.
the class who actually read it, like which was everyone,
Yeah,
she chose me and like 3 other people.
yeah, and she was crying, I guess, and Fernando told her what happened while she was crying.
So she like called other people to the back, like the first 3. I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? These people read the poem, and they like came back and they had to like sit in the corner. But when she called me over there, she's like, why didn't you tell me about this, about him writing a poem about me? I'm like, oh, I didn't know. She's like, are you lying to me? Then her eyes started like watering up. I'm like, no, I didn't know anything. I just sat near him. I heard everyone else laughing. And she's all like, but they told me, no, the 3 people before told her that I was the first person who read it. And I'm like, oh my god, these guys fucking just snitched me out. She started crying and like talking about herself, like, oh, how would I have known a student of mine would have written such a indecent poem about me? I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, can I leave now? Can I leave? And she started crying some more, and she told me to go sit in the corner, and I'm like, okay.
go sit in the corner.
Yeah, but this was like legit the fucking corner in the front of the class.
But you told me though that you were
the
trying to
saddest
hold
part-
back your laughter.
I was like, what? 14 too? I was like, it's just a poem. I didn't find anything wrong with it. But the saddest part was when I had to go sit in the corner, there was no chair. So I had to stand the entire class in the corner of the room facing the wall. Well, she gave lessons like all teary-eyed. And I was like, oh shit. Everyone else got a chair. I didn't get a chair. I just stood there.
The worst part is that hated me for the first half of freshman year. But it's
I
all
didn't-
good.
I really didn't care. I didn't even do anything. Like every day after that incident, it was so awkward going back to English. I was like, oh shit, I have to face her again. When I straight up lied to her face. It was worse now that I didn't have anyone else that was cool with me in that class.
She liked my sister when my sister was a student there after me. She like compared to. I must have been so shit that because she like when my sister went to the Philippines for her vacation, like Miss Dodgers, fucking hugged her, like she just like take care, China. So, yeah, fuck her.
Oh my god. Junior high, mate. Junior high.
Junior high.